So one of the co-founders of Greenpeace sounding the alarm on modern-day climate activism. In an email obtained by the Epoch Times, Patrick Moore writes this, quote, "The environmental movement has become more of a political movement than an environmental movement. They are primarily focused on creating narratives, stories that are designed to instill fear and guilt into the public so the public will send them money." Joining me now, Greenpeace co-founder and author of Fake Invisible Catastrophes and Threats of Doom, Patrick Moore. Patrick, it is great to have you here. Your take is so interesting on what has happened at Greenpeace. Talk about, what did your frustration to really start with the organization?
Well, Cheryl, we began as a group of volunteers in a church basement in 1971, before the word ecology had even been printed in the public press. The environment was now being talked about. And we decided to go on a voyage across the Pacific to the Aleutian Islands to protest against the U.S. hydrogen bomb testing that was going on there, and made history. We stopped those nuclear tests, along with tens of thousands of other people who started to march in the streets in Canada and the United States in order to get them stopped. And we went on to save 30,000 whales from being killed every year in the Pacific Ocean by Russia and Japan, and on to stop the 250,000 baby seals nursing at their mothers off the east coast of Canada to be clubbed to death every year, and then on to toxic waste and the death of rivers, particularly in Europe at this time.
Patrick, those are all amazing things. And obviously, you know, your organization is famous. But again, I mean, when did things change at Greenpeace, and why?
They changed in the early to mid 80s when my fellow directors, I was one of 6 international directors of Greenpeace, the only one with any formal science education. I have a PhD in ecology and an honors master's in science and forestry. And they decided that we should ban chlorine worldwide. And chlorine happens to be the most important element for public health and medicine, adding it to drinking water to prevent disease. And also, our medicines are based on chlorine chemistry, and table salt, sodium chloride, is an essential nutrient for all life. So I had to leave Greenpeace at this time because they had gone from a volunteer group basically to a business with a huge fundraising requirement for 1,000 employees. We were so successful. And then they basically turned into a racket peddling junk science. And that's what is happening today. There are so many issues that they are peddling, like that the polar bears are going extinct. The polar bear population has increased by 4 to 5 times since the international treaty was signed in 1973 to stop unrestricted hunting of polar bears. Coca-Cola never tells you about that.
That's
in addition,
really interesting.
Just a month ago, it was announced by the Australian Institute for Marine Science, which is a government-backed organization that's associated with all kinds of universities, that the Great Barrier Reef has more coral cover now than it has done ever since they started measuring it carefully 36 years ago. So these are the kinds of fake stories that they are telling people about. And my book, Fake Invisible Catastrophes and Threats of Doom, talks about how all these scare stories are about things that are either invisible, like CO2, radiation, and whatever bad thing is supposed to be in GMOs, which actually doesn't have a name. It actually doesn't exist. It's a fake thing entirely, whereas CO2 and radiation are real things, but nobody can see what they're doing, so they can make up any kind of story about them. Then there are things which are very remote. That's why polar bears and coral reefs are chosen as the icons for this scare story about climate change.
It's all to raise money. Yeah, you're saying it's all to raise money. It's all about lining their pocketbooks. That's, you know, that's so unfortunate when you see these organizations and groups. We see it in the charity world as well, where, you know, they get your heart breaking because the animals are being abused or whatever, and then you see that they're actually, you know, the CEO, and I'm calling out the ASPCA on this, makes, you know, a $500,000 salary, and that's what gets people frustrated when they're giving away money to these causes. Real quick, we don't have a lot of time, but I want to get your take on this. Patagonia's founder says he's giving away ownership of the $3 billion company. All profits are going to go to projects and organizations that fight climate change. The whole thing he's giving away. What do you say to that, sir?
I say that fighting climate change is a stupid expression. We cannot stop the climate of the Earth from changing. And it isn't changing very much, to tell you the truth. And the irony of the situation is that the Earth is colder now than it has been for most of the history of life. That's why there's these huge ice caps on Antarctica and the Arctic. It's very cold up there. The only reason polar bears actually exist is because they evolved to deal with the ice and hunting seals on the ice in the Arctic. Before the polar bear evolved, there was no ice on the Arctic. So polar bears actually exist because of climate change, not despite it. It's a fact. And we have to recognize that this Earth is 4.6 billion years old, and 3.5 approximately billion years ago, life evolved and has been doing so for the amount of time that people can't even fathom. It is a wonderful world we live on. We don't know of any other planet that has life on it besides the Earth. That doesn't mean there aren't any, but we don't know of any. So we should probably assume that this is a miracle that has occurred on this little planet around our little sun in this whole universe.
Patrick
and
Moore,
stop being so pessimistic.
We do have
future.
to run, but I have to say your take is fascinating. Thank you so much for that. I encourage people to check out your book. Patrick Moore, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. It's a big issue.